The world hardly knows the true plight of those seeking higher education after being thrust from a system strategically set to limit access to opportunity. Out of the 700,000 foster youth in America, only 3% are accepted into college.
And then to think of the risk factors for that population. So when they're dealing with variables like homelessness or food insecurity, economic insecurity, and mental health issues.
Thousands of teenagers age out of foster care every year. That's thousands of kids who often have nowhere to go.
Foster care students who were aging out still have a place to stay in these uncertain times.
Cleveland State University's Pratt Center runs the Fostering Success and Leadership Scholarship Program.
The Pratt Center is where students from diverse backgrounds are given a chance to engage and uplift themselves academically.
Geared toward helping young adults who have gotten too old to be cared for in the foster care system.
I was born to win.
The goal, to properly prepare them for adult life, assisting with tools like proper study skills, housing, mental and emotional health counseling, and more.
Created in 2015, leaders tell me it's giving these students confidence to live successful lives and hopefully put a dent in some of those statistics we heard earlier.
Tonight, I want to share how the Sullivans and the Deckards have drastically changed the course of my life. Because of their generosity, my fellow scholarship recipients and I have now gained lifelong access to a surplus of resources and support from the community.
Providing a pathway to education is an ounce of prevention that could beat a pound of cure. You can't say enough about the impact that will have on students and how appreciative we are here at Cleveland State.
We opened in 1990, which would have been the year my mom and dad got married. So it was before my time. Abner Henry, which we're going to see, was founded in 2008. And that is named after my great-grandfather and grandfather, Abner and Henry. Abner Henry, our sister company, just launched the first ever furniture collaboration with the Met. And we have those pieces here. And there's a story behind each one of the pieces that connects to the journey that we took to do that.
This is not charity. You all are not charity cases. This is a program for scholars. I'm going to continue to iterate that point because after today, nobody's going to say that they didn't understand what that meant. This is what we're doing. This is the level of work that ain't nobody playing with this. I'm not playing with you and you can't play with me. When you leave here, y'all ain't in the same stratosphere no more. Y'all not in the same gym no more. Stop going back to those places trying to tell those people how valuable you are. They don't get it. They ain't going to get it. They're never going to get it. Stop telling them. Stop wasting your time telling them how valuable you are. Show yourself how valuable you are. And the people who you are waiting for will come find you. The people who are in pursuit of greatness like you, they will come find you. You all will find each other. And then they see what you're able to produce together. That's a whole different type of value. And why do I have to argue with people who don't understand what the value is when the Met Gala is called? What do you look like arguing with each other when the entire world is waiting for what you have? You think you just standing in the room, and for some of you, I get it. You just standing in a room with furniture. Some of you recognize you're standing next to $1 million right now. I just wanted you to be able to take that in for a second. Because for some of you, it will be the closest that you ever get to $1 million. I get that. For some of you, you just needed to know what it looked like, so now you know what to go on and produce on your own.
Being a Sullivan Decker scholar means a lot. It's a broad category. It shows my integrity of how I got here. It shows that I have a plan outside when I'm done. It shows that I got here for a reason and nobody taking that away from me.
made me realize I need to make a choice in my life. Like when I started looking at what the creed actually said, and then looking at who I was, and then who I was trying to become, it related to nothing about who I was at the time.
It's completely changed like the person that I was thinking I was gonna be, as I'm starting to become someone who I think more about my opportunities and like my responses to things a lot more, just because of everyone I've been around and how their experiences have turned out to be.
I can honestly say this is the biggest like diverse group of people I've ever been around. I also feel like I've earned like patience, and I've also feel like I've been exposed to more opportunities.
I feel like it really just kind of built a foundation properly to like the things I needed to do to get my journey started. No matter what sticks is that you have to be very hardworking, and you're gonna want to be able to pursue and have a greater future. You're not coming here just to live through the years, just piece by piece. You come into this scholarship to want to have a better future coming out and to have a better career. So I would say just come in here with a strong heart, and there's gonna be a lot of times where you question if you want to stay here, if you want to finish your degree. But I think the best part about it's a life lesson is that you want to stick through what you start, and once you get to the end of it, you're going to feel very proud of yourself. And not only that, that's going to carry on the legacies after you.
I know your stories, right? They don't have those things, and you're chasing somebody who got somebody that handed them everything, and now you're here like, oh my gosh, what can I do to be more like you? But the reality is we're both here. You're sitting there in the same classroom as somebody who had everything handed to them, and yet you show up, green jacket on and all that, fly. So you're already on par with them. But here's the thing, they can never get what you have. That's the part. We've been convinced that we should be chasing them, when in reality what we have is what they never have. I walk into rooms with PhDs and they got mad degrees and all those things, and I'm like, yeah fam, I got what you got. What you trying to say? You know what I mean? I grinded hard and I got here. But you know what you ain't got? That Bronx sauce.
I am so proud of you, and I am so proud to have the opportunity to represent you in the 9th annual luncheon. I have not missed one of these. This is probably one of the happiest days of the year for me. I started off as a volunteer, I worked as a consultant, I've been the director for the last 6 years, and I can't tell you anything in my life that I have been more proud of.
Mr. Pratt always told me I was stuck between two different worlds and I need to put my education first. From this, I learned I am capable of achieving greatness and to always walk in my purpose. Putting in hard work and long study hours was not easy, but I learned, say it with me scholars, education is painful and not gained by playing games.
So when Mr. Pratt told me on the first day that everyone in this program does everything together and that no one was left behind, I took that with a grain of salt. I had been left behind so much in my life, I didn't think anything would change. But Mr. Pratt was right. I wasn't left behind. This summer, the activities like the cabin retreat in Amish country have helped me build relationships with my fellow scholars. I was never left behind or forgotten. I'm not only doing this for myself, but for my future kids, nieces, nephews, and even grandchildren. This opportunity doesn't just change my life, but the lives of future generations in my family.
And there will be days that will be harder than others, all right? Days where it will rain more than you will see sunshine. Days where you will need someone to lean on, days where you may be the person that someone else is leaning on, but you are not by yourself. And what will make the journey easier and more worthwhile is that you are not by yourself. Family is who you choose. And this is a family. Not because we're always in love with each other and everything is lovey-dovey, but because when it's bad, I still won't leave you. When it gets difficult, you know that you can come home. To me, that is the greatest mark of family. And although the accomplishments that we go on to reach and the heights will be celebrated, it's moments like these where you are reminded that it is hard work being just a human being, living in a world where there are all kinds of human beings, and we are all just trying to figure it out. And so when you feel connected, when you feel like you belong somewhere, when you're operating in a sense of privilege, know that that is special. Whether that was across the seas or here, and it doesn't matter what language we speak, connection feels the same. I think about my mother. She would have been so proud of you. And tears that you see are only a reflection of the power that is within me. And that power is recharged every time we have an opportunity to share a moment like this. No matter how this story ends, when I begin, I expect to be met with an echo of voices to say that society will draw a circle that shuts me out, but my superior thoughts will draw me in. I was born to win. If I do not spend too much time trying to fail, I will ignore the tags and names given to me by society, since only I know what I have the ability to become. Failure is just as easy to combat as success is to obtain. Education is painful and not gained by playing games. Yet, it is my privilege to destroy myself. Let them hear you.
That is what I choose to do. I have the right to fail, but I do not have the right to take other people with me. God made me the captain of only one life, my own. It is my right to care nothing about myself, but I must be willing to accept the consequences for that failure. And I must never think that those who have chosen to work while I played, rested, and slept will share their bounties with me. My success and my education can be companions that no misfortune can depress, no crime can destroy, and no enemy can alienate. Without education, man is a slave, a savage, wandering from here to there, believing whatever he is told. Time and chance come to us all. I can either be hesitant or courageous. I can swiftly stand up and shout, "This is my time and place. I will accept the challenge."
Because even though I have shed tears today, they're not in regret. They are of tremendous pride. Because I know that she's looking down right now and she's making angels recite the creed. You would have to know that you join, at this point, I would say thousands of students who know this creed. I know I've taught it to hundreds. And I would challenge you to not just say it when we're together, to say it to yourselves in moments of doubt, in moments of fear, in moments where you feel overwhelmed, to remember that every line of that creed is really just a conversation. And that my success and my education, those are my companions. And they can't be separated with me through any trial or any misfortune. In fiscal year 24 and fiscal year 25, Cleveland State University will receive $150,000 in support of the Sullivan Decker Scholarship Opportunity Program. That money is a direct result of the efforts of some of the young people who went down to Columbus and spoke to legislators and the community of people who are agitating and pushing. Sometimes people are working on you all's behalf that you can't even see. Because this is just us. This is really just about you. Today is a celebration. You did it. Welcome to the Sullivan Decker Scholarship Opportunity Program.